Welcome to Verbal Pig Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'm your host, Vince Cole Muhammad, author of the book Consequence. Also, music artist known as Cole Black, COLBLAC. And if you're wondering why Cole Black, is simply because before the Creator put the sun in the sky, the universe was cold and it was black. And that was the beginning. That was the essence of life. It was cold and black. So we follow, and I follow in the spirit of the essence of the beginning. Now, today, we're talking about decoding the slave mind. You might ask, why is this important? Why to decode the slave mind? And how can I even tell if I have a slave mind? And what benefit would you get from decoding and breaking a slave mentality? First, in your native or in your natural state, before slavery, before we ever encountered a Caucasian, we was living life based upon universal laws, which was the first law. Then we wrote on stone tablets. We wrote in clay. We wrote in limestone. A communication with each other on what we calculated as far as the universe, or as far as the thoughts that were sent to us from the Creator Himself to move humanity forward in its early stages of humanity. So we started doing pictographs, pictures, describing the galaxy, or what they call the universe. We wrote without telescope, because as above, so below, so we could plot navigation by the stars and its positioning. We could understand where to place certain edifices due to the certain distance from the sun to the earth. We also knew about animal life, as far as breeding, as far as what to eat, what not to eat, as far as raising domestic cattle for diet, or whether it was poultry. Living by the Nile Valley, understanding its flows, understanding the uses of water. I mean, this is all coming out of the mind of man. Mastering time and theology, and writing it down for future generations to learn from. That was in a state of a free mind. In a free mind, we understood that your thoughts travel and it produced for you whatever you willed it to in real time. So everyone at that time was on a higher plane of existence, because you were surrounded and knowledge was common. Now have you what is called new a new encounter with a new man. They had their own ideology and their own way of life due to the harsh conditions of Europe and the cold. We're, on the other hand, in Dark Ages and before Dark Ages, learning how to spread knowledge, information, wealth, and the love of brotherhood amongst humanity. So we're saying, here's knowledge, here's wisdom. Take this knowledge and wisdom and bask in the greatness that the one Creator created, or the Most High, for all of us. Now, the problem was, here is a man that's been here and already has his information. Here's another man, by his conditioning, is saying, well, if I follow what you say and it brings me success, then I would owe homage to you because you knew it first. And I will always be second to you because this knowledge wasn't present until it came from you. So, okay, well, let's even the playing field. Knowledge is knowledge is knowledge. We know where it came from first, but if you want to put a white face on knowledge, then they were like, that's fine. Just get the knowledge and let's build mankind. Brotherhood, peace on earth, love. However, because the main goal was peace on earth. So they took the knowledge, but never, in their beginning stages, never to know the peace of laying up by the Nile River, basking in the sun, pyramids, vegetation, plant life. You know, that was foreign in a sense because certain things doesn't grow in the harsh climate of Europe. Pardon me. So, from that point, what happened was, we'll take this knowledge, but wealth. I'm fascinated with the gold of Africa because we don't have that in Europe. So I want some of this gold to bring back to I want to wear and have some of this gold in my possession. So when I come back to the European lands, I'll be envied and I'll be the one everyone looks up to. I'm shining now. You know, I'm the one that to be admired because I went to Africa, brought back the gold, which was rare, where in these parts where I'm from, so that would make me unique, and I could challenge the king. We fighting for authority, because how can you be a king in rags? I led an expedition. I came back to Europe in gold, and you want me to bow down to you? And if you want some of this gold, then give me part of your kingdom, or give me these lands. Give me, I take 10 acres. And now we can share in the wealth, and we can build partnership and business-ship. But that wasn't the purpose of the knowledge. The knowledge was to make every man bask in the knowledge that the Creator gave to make everyone whole. But no, one mindset was, no, I want to conquer, I want to defeat, and I want to control it all. Okay. And how will you achieve this goal? Well, I got to hit the black man in the head and give him amnesia. Then I can put on his raiment or his garments and carry on the knowledge and wisdom, and actually I can be him. But to let you know that there is some life in me, what I'll do is I'll tell the story, but I'll tell it metaphorically. So he that has wisdom, let him count the ways, and he can then in turn figure it out for himself, because it's written, it's truth, but it's done metaphorically. Then follow the money, follow the steps, and you'll figure out what is what. And so you can't say that I didn't give back some inclination of who you are. And when who you are, we talking about of who the original man was. We'll put it in all of the important books, and we'll make sure those books stay relevant through time, so you as black people won't get buried in time or buried by time. Let's put it like that. Okay, that's fine. But in order for me to bask in the glory of the image of someone else's glory, I must put the black man to sleep. And I must put fear in his woman, the black woman. Then, if she needs an example of if she needs a reminder of what manhood is, then I will play the role, or I will play the part of the hero in a propaganda role, so that when she sees wealth and she sees strength, it has to come from me, because I have to reduce the black man down to depending on me. So then in turn, she will also depend upon the slave master. Then I'll beat the black man down so bad until she will submit, because out of love for the black man, she would think that her submitting to the slave master will bring him peace. But what she fails to realize is, in that condition, there is no peace, because that condition is injustice. Meaning, I have to keep you down, the black man down, to keep the white man up. And that's false. That's a false concept anyway. So that can't be. But the only fuel that's fueling it is the black man who doesn't, or who hasn't decoded his slave mind. Now, what is the slave mind. The slave mind is when you see a photo of white Jesus, and in your mind you really think Jesus was white. That's slave mind, because the purpose of that was only for the slaves. That's the only reason why they painted Jesus white was for the slaves. So in the back of your mind, if you believe Jesus is white, slave mind. Now, if you say, yeah, I know he was black, free mind. If you say, well, what color does it matter, and you don't accept the fact that he could be black, then slave mind. If you see a black child and you give him a look and just a simple smile, and you see the white child and you, oh, look at you, you so happy, can I pick him up? Hey, what's your name? Hi. Slave mind. Because you had, go look at all the slave movies and go study slavery. You had to treat that white child better than your own, and you still carrying it on today. Slave mind. Come on, what are some other slave minds? You can think of it in your mind. Bring it to a reality. If you shop and you go to a white store to prove to them that you have money, and you glad to give them your money because you're looking for some acceptance, or you want to show them that you have money, slave mind. Because you're not doing it out of your own free will. You're doing it to get a rise out of the slave master to prove to him that you can buy his products. Slave mind. You have a slave mind when you celebrate Christmas, Easter, Halloween. Not the fact that you celebrate it, but you celebrate it because you want to let the former slave masters know that you still practice his holiday, and you're not gonna let them die, because that's the connection from today back into slavery. Basically, what I'm saying is slavery so-called ended. But in that so-called ending of slavery, you still carrying on willingly some of the proponents of slavery. So in the mind of the slave master, you telling him that you miss being a slave because you still doing slave actions in 2016. That's the point. When you look at a black woman, and you say that I love the black woman, but I gotta marry a white woman because my credit will get better. I could make it in society with this white woman. With this black woman, I'm only gonna get more hell. Slave mind. Because what you basing your relationship on white supremacy. You're not basing it on the creator God, the universal God, Allah, the Most High. You're not basing it on that aspect. You basing it on the fact that I don't have the mindset to create something in this world, so I need the white man's woman in order to validate me. slave mind. If you are confronted with a situation and you got screwed over, but you won't take your issues to court because you feel as though they will retaliate against you by doing so, then you have a slave mind, because what you've done is you rejected justice out of fear. Slave mind. That's a slave mind. And we have to get rid of these slave minds, especially, and we got, 13 days? Hold on, I got to pay the toll. About 13 days to the election. You don't think that they shaping the future of America off the mind of the fuel that fuels this country? You don't think that they're saying, okay, well, what are former slaves? What are they? Not what they're saying, but what are their actions? They gonna go to a black dude like with Steven and Django, the Tom, because he's the trusted one. He knows more about the black community than they know. So I don't want to use Tom. Hold on, y'all. Let me search my brain for a different name we can give the Bojangles. I got to give him a title. The white man spy, who spies into the black community. Okay. The white man spy who spies into the black community. I'll go back and give his report. A lot of them are politicians, a lot of them are leaders. Or let's put it like this. If the head of the organization gets its cash from white donors, then he has to relay information for that cash. Alright. So he'll say, okay, well look at the inner cities as Trump related to. Crime everywhere. They're killing each other. We have to do something about it. They have no respect for themselves, no respect for humanity. Now that is what the spy is relaying to his master. But the problem with that is the spy, he's not educated in a sense of black theology, black knowledge, black consciousness, black history, the love of black, because he hates himself. So he's going to view the objective or view black people out of his own self-hate, because what he really is saying is he hates himself because he's not white. He wants to be white because he feels like if he was white, he would have heaven on earth and he wouldn't catch so much hell. But he doesn't understand that his mind created that reality for himself. It's not them. He's fueling it. He's more a threat than the white man is the black slave spy. He's damaging because he's not giving any value or credence to his own life. He don't see the value in himself, so he don't see the value in any other black person. So to sell a black person out, and he can get some kind of value, whether it's monetary value, then he do that. Because in his mindset, the former slaves of America will never rise up to their full potential. And that's not true, because you can raise up to your full potential by just simply changing your thoughts and only focusing on what's positive. But you have these slave spies in every facet of the black population, every social level, whether it's the poorest of the poor or the richest of the richest, they all intertwined. Give you an example. Poorest of the, give you an example. You could be standing on the block in front of anywhere, liquor store, grocery store, convenience store, whatever. You chilling, music playing, car jamming, car look clean. You minding your own business. You might be pumping gas, whatever. But a slave spy, or one who carries on that slave narrative, will walk by and put a negative energy in the atmosphere towards you, or say something negative, or look negative, or show to disapprove of the fact that you have and I don't. And then they'll say, well, in order to be one with me, you have to get rid of your of your possession and come down some, so we both could be equal. Instead of saying, how did you achieve what you achieved so I could come up? They don't want to come up. They want you to come down. And that's the problem. So in order to flip it, like James Brown said in the movie, those of you who are self-confident, who are achieving, who has nice things, pull people up. Talk up to them so they can come up as well. Everybody pulled everybody up, everybody would be enjoying life, and it would be no need for nobody to pull anybody down. That's hell. That's your hell right there. That's the devil, and that's your hell. The devil is the one who pulls down, because they gave the narrative that hell was below. Meaning, the devil wants to pull you below whatever level you are on that brings you happiness and joy. A devil has to come along and pull you beneath that, or beneath that surface. That's the devil, or that's your Satan, and that's your hell. Just like in Africa Gold, first university in Timbuktu, pyramids. Life was good. But the devil had to come and find a way to pull you below your standards so he could see eye to eye with you when you were trying to pull him up to your standards where he can enjoy the greatness of the Creator. Then it became, well, I come up and enjoy the greatness of the Creator, but I want to do it by myself. I don't want you there as well, so I got to keep you down, and I'm going to stay up so I can bask in the greatness of the Creator without you, even though you gave me the ladder and the step up. While I'm on that point, man, I got to give a shout out to a good brother, Brother Eric Boyd, passed away. Well, we communicated, and I communicated with him before he passed away, and we always shared knowledge and thoughts. This was a good brother. I mean, this brother, he shined as far as his knowledge and wisdom and his insight into humanity, into the rise of black people, and to the struggle of black people. And but I don't want to say at a later date. Let me just do it, because I say at a later date, and man, I got so many things to get done to where my later date, man, might be so far down the line, and I don't want to have people waiting on something, you know, until I can get to it. So, but you know, rest in peace. May the blessings of Allah be with you. You did have fun in your time on this planet, because you were always smiling, always having fun. So you enjoyed the time that you shared and had in this lifetime. So that's a blessing, and everybody can take a page out of that book. Man, there's so much. Man, I'm gonna tell you, and we get back to the decoding slave mind. But let me tell you how wonderful nature is. It's so much beauty in just nature and what's around you. Sitting back and the feel of the wind, man, puts you to sleep. How bright and beautiful the sunshine, the clouds, the atmosphere. Man, the fly. When I'm saying the flowers, I'm saying these different colors of flowers that are reflective of the sun in the universe, that you can see on the ground, that was created before. I'm talking about the original flowers that was created before you were born, that pops out of the earth to give you beauty, and you don't take time to look at that, know that you didn't create it, that a wonderful Most High God created that for you to look at, and you can't stop and bask in the beauty of that. You can't enjoy the feel of the wind or the sun, the feel of the sun. I mean, the sun is above our heads, but it's shining back down on us to where we can feel it. I mean, you ever thought about that? Giving you vitamin D, keeping you healthy. So yeah, that's what's up. You have to give homage or credit where credit is due. And we do. We try to do that. But you have to, the cold, the different changes of climate, you feel that. And you give thanks to the Most High for allowing you to have the cells and the nerve systems and the way He constructed the body to where you can feel water drops on you. That's what it's about. Understanding who you are. So back to decoding the slave mind, and that was part of decoding, because you on this hamster wheel, spinning in circles, going in circles, regurgitate the same slave narrative or slave-minded narrative, and you passing it on to the next generation, because you beat up in the media to think so less of yourself, and you waiting for somebody to come and give you a boost or to make you proud of who you are. And it's not going to come from outside of you. That's coming from the inner you. Because the inner you contains the house of God. The essence of the Creator comes from within. So if you can't tap into your own Godship, then that means you got some work to do. And you have to find it. You have to find it somewhere. You got to find the strength to find the God within yourself. You got to find the strength to even stomach yourself. Because I know when you had the slave mind, you did a lot of things in life that you wasn't proud of. But out of a slave mind, of course you're going to produce something negative, because slavery was negative. So that only makes sense. But then when you find out who you are, and you find the God within, then there's no need for it, and you can bask in the sun and enjoy life. Because you understand what causes this thing to go round, what causes this planet to go round, what makes the day. You understand all of that, so you're not tripping on nothing. This is Verbal Pick Radio. You can go to cdbaby.com, COLBLAC, get you some music, get the book. I put the audio of the book Consequences that I've written, but I just wanted to put it out there till we get a better audio with a different voice. But it came upon me to put it out, so I put it out. That's what I do. Verbal Pick Radio. We out. And give a shout out to everybody that's been on this show. Give a shout out to my boy Abdul, who definitely, man, doing his thing. I mean, this brother is a inspiration. He is definitely doing what he does, and continue on that path. And we out.